Colors play a very important role in your videos. Most people starting out just focus on things like framing and depth of field to make your videos look professional and overlook the color aspect of the video. Aside from choosing a color palette to set the tone for your scene and make everything look even more professional overall, the colors you choose can also play a big role in enhancing the storytelling aspect of your films. And this also applies when it comes to a lack of color. So let's take a look at a couple examples of how using no color can help improve your storytelling even more. In this scene from SpiderMan 3, Peter Parker and Aunt May were called into the police station because the police just got new information about who actually killed Peter's Uncle Ben in the first Spider-Man movie. As the police captain is explaining the history of the man who they now believe was the killer, who also happens to be one of the villains in the film, Peter stands up and begins to think back of how the scene where Uncle Ben died would have played out with this new information. As we're watching the scene that's going on inside Peter's mind, everything is shown in black and white, which is emphasizing the point that this is something that's being imagined. As the scene plays, we go back and forth, showing Peter staring at the picture while imagining the scene. And this same type of change to black and white also works well when showing a dream someone is having, or when someone tells a story about what happened in the past, which also happens later in the film when the villain tells Peter what really happened and how his Uncle Ben being shot was actually an accident. But something even more interesting is the use of color that happens right here. Did you notice that? When Flint shot Uncle Ben, we see the flash of the gun followed by us seeing Ben in color for just a moment before the color fades back to black and white in a way that emphasizes how he just received a fatal wound and that his life is now leaving him. And the cool thing about this aspect is that it's something you don't necessarily have to plan for when filming. You can always play around with the saturation after the fact and see how the black and white look feels for whatever part of your film you want to try it on. I'm going to show you another example of an interesting use of black and white for storytelling, but before I do, let me know down in the comments if you can think of any cool uses of using black and white in a movie that helped the storytelling of the film. In the movie Soul, Joe's soul got trapped inside a cat, and in this scene, he's chasing the other person who got trapped inside of his body. And as they are running, they both accidentally went through a portal that opened up that separates their souls from the bodies. And as they go through the portal, the bodies slowly lose all the color, followed by the souls coming out of the bodies. This is an interesting visual way of showing how the soul is where the life comes from and therefore provides all the color to the bodies, and as it leaves, the souls are still fully saturated with color, whereas the bodies no longer are. And both of those are just a couple examples of how choosing to use no color can help make the story more visually interesting and enhance the feeling that is being conveyed with visuals that help improve the storytelling of the film. But if you have any questions about how to choose colors for your videos or any other aspect of filming, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll try to help you out the best I can. And I also have a lot of playlists on the channel that will help you to understand a lot of the many aspects of filmmaking that will help you to improve your videos even more. Feel free to join my private Facebook group linked in the description where I and others can help you in your filmmaking journey. But if this video was helpful, then please help me out by hitting that like button. Subscribe with the bell if you're new so that you won't miss out on future videos that will help you make better videos. And with that, I'll see you soon.